Hello everyone, welcome to this deck profile of my Dragonlink deck. This deck mostly focuses on controlling the field, so we'll go right into it. In the main deck we are playing 3 Tracer, we're playing 1 Rocket Recharger, 1 Rocket Synchron, 1 Absolute Dragon, as well as 2 Nocto Vision. These are all like a pretty standard lineup. It's like mostly about utilizing the really good effects of the rocket engine. Like Tracer is a really good tuner who can summon out the recharger from deck and make a ball load savage, as well as the dumping of Absolute with Dragon Ravine makes it really easy to search out rockets if you don't have any. As well, Nocto Vision is a really good extender, and Absolute is also a good extender if you have him in hand and you can link him off. Other than that, we are playing a Boot Sector launch, as well as 3 Quick Launch and a Dragon Ravine. These 2 field spells, Boot Sector and Ravine, are really good at both extending into special summoning your Tracers if you already used your normal summon, and Ravine to dump dragons. If you already have used the Absolute effect, then you can dump the Bystials to make Lobelion live and set up for a more control-y turn. Other than that, Quick Launch is a very good emergency teleport for the deck and can summon basically all the rocket monsters that you need. Tracer is a really good target here. If we move on to the next engine, we are also playing a very small Chaos engine. We're playing 3 Starlight Seaford. We're playing 3 Chaos Space, as well as 1 black and 1 white. And this engine is pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. Seaford is just a great normal summon, and using its effect will search you either black or white. Will probably normally search black unless you have a dark already in grave, as well as Chaos Space being able to search these 2. You can also be running Levianeer here because he's a very good removal tool. I just don't find any space for him, so I'm just opting to only playing the white and black. As well as Starlight Seaford in graveyard can add back the Lobelion in your graveyard if you don't have any other way of getting him back, and then you can use the Bystial engine from there. If we move into the Bystial engine, it's quite a huge one this time around. It's 3 Magnamut, because Magnamut basically can summon any dragon in deck, which is very strong, not only for searching the Bystials, but also searching a lot of the other dragons. Other than that, you can search 3. We play 3 Baldrake, because Baldrake is especially good this format against Kastura. If they attempt to activate their Xyz monsters, you can basically banish them, which is pretty strong. We play 2 Druidsworm, as well as 2 Lobelion, and 1 Serenir. Druidsworm is pretty self-explanatory. He's just a good, remove 1 special summon monster. Lobelion is like the MVP of this deck now that the Telements got a big hit, because the Lobelia can basically set up your control turn with these 2 spells, Branded Regain and Branded Beast, and make your deck plus infinitely, basically, because you can shuffle back all the Chaos cards if you really want to use that, or you can shuffle back some of the other Bystials that you banish off of your Bystials. As well as if your opponent tries to banish cards, you can shuffle them back and interrupt that way around. The Beast is also really good at removing cards. Other than that, we are playing a few hand traps. We're playing 3 Ash Blossom. We're playing 3 Infinite Impermanence. We're playing 3 Nibiru. These are very, very good this format, all 3, but you can basically play whatever hand traps you want here. If you want to play Gamma, you can do that. If you want to play something else, these are just flex spots, so playing whatever you really like. I just like the Nibiru here because it hits Kastura very well and you can main deck it. The Ash Blossom is just really good at stopping the searches, and Imperm is in general good if you're not going first. Now for the extra deck. So we are running 1 Striker, 1 Romulus, and these are basically like the good cards to go into first. Striker Dragon searches you Ravine, which is searches you Boot Sector launch, which is really good. Dragonity searches Ravine, which helps dumping, and they're both just really easy link monsters to make for this deck. Other than that, we are playing a Heretic Seals of Heavenly Spheres, and the reason for that is it's really good interruption against a lot of decks. If the Kastura activate their field spell, you can bounce the field spell and you get to special summon any dragon. Here you can basically summon like Magnamut to search out any dragon in end phase, or you can use it to summon one of your Druid Swarms to make the life harder for your opponent. Other than that, we're playing a Guard Dragon Pisty because it just extends very well into turn 3. Quad Ball because it's a great extender also to removing your opponent's link monsters if you're having trouble with that, as well as you can basically summon any rockets off of this, which is very strong. We use Triple Burst. Triple Burst can be used in a variety of ways, but you can also just use it if you don't have the unicorn to make access code here. Other than that, we play with the Delirious Dragon. We play Dark to Dark Charmer, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 unicorn, access code talker, as well as Ball End. These are very generic, like very standard cards that you see in this deck. It's very good at OTKing. Another thing is you can, instead of be playing access code and Nightmare Unicorn, you could be playing Ball Sword. The thing is, like, sometimes it can be a little hard to make Ball Sword, where Dark and Unicorn and access just is easier to get into. Then we have the Borreload Savage, or we can make that off of Tracer. We have Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, which I normally would just use to burn my opponent for time. And then we have the Barone, which is really easy to use when we normal summon Tracer or special summon it off of Boot Sector Launch, and then synchroing it with a Bystial. You can make Barone really easy there. Okay, so now I'll be showing a few combos. This is a 1-card combo that can get you to 1 Omni Negate plus a Link 2. But of course, if you will have different extenders, we can do different ways, and I'll show you that afterwards. So this is pretty easy. We have a Starlight Seafood plus a discard, and that can get us to a Savage. So what we do is we normal summon Starlight Seafood, activate its effect to send it to graveyard to search a level 4 monster that cannot be normal summoned or set. We'll be searching a Black Collapse Serpent. We'll activate Collapse Serpent, banish Starlight Seafood to special summon, and then we'll link 1. Linking 1 into Striker Dragon, and then activating Striker Dragon as chain link 1, and Black as chain link 2. Black will go fetch us a white Werner Buster, and Striker Dragon will be grabbing us a Boot Sector Launch. What we can do from here is we can banish the black, so special summon the white, and then we can link 2 again. This time we will link into Dragunity Romulus and activate its effect. It will fetch us a Dragon Ravine, and then we can activate Dragon Ravine. Now Dragon Ravine requires us to discard a card, so the card we have in hand we will discard, and then we can dump Absorata to the graveyard. Absorata will fetch us a new Tracer, and Tracer can be special summoned off of Boot. So we'll activate Boot to special summon the Tracer, activate Tracer's effect to pop the Boot Sector Launch, and then we can summon a Recharger. From here, we are locked into Dark monsters, but we can't synchro into a Borreload Savage. So now I'll be showing what you can do with only a Lobelion, but to do this, you need at least 1 dark or light in either your graveyard or your opponent's graveyard. What you can do here is we'll discard the Lobelion to then add a Magnamut from deck. Then what we can do with Magnamut is Magnamut can banish the light or dark in graveyard, it doesn't really matter, and summon itself. Then the Magnamut effect will trigger an trigger that can search you any dragon in end phase. So whatever dragon you need and feel the use for, you can basically search with Magnamut. Then what you do is you activate Lobelion effect to summon him from the graveyard and sending the Magnamut to graveyard. The good thing about this is also it's an inherent summon, so they cannot negate this summon. What you're then going to do is activate the Lobelion effect to add a branded regain set face up on the field. If you already have regain set, the next best target will be a branded beast. Then what we can do is during the end phase, Magnamut will trigger, adding us a Bystial Druid Swarm. In the end phase, in the standby phase, if your opponent controls a monster, or later if they get a monster, and you want to use the Druid Swarm, you can Druid Swarm either theirs or your own. Let's say you have to banish your own because they don't have any darks in grave. Then you can use the Regained effect to target the Magnamut to put it down on the bottom of the deck, and then you can draw 1. In this situation, we drew a hand trap, but you can basically draw draw a card, and it can be a really good either a combat card for next turn, as well as Druid Swarm being a really good interruption on your opponent's field because they have to get rid of it and play around it. So this is basically what you can do with one Lebellion. So in this last combo, I will show you how we can, with one Bystial Magnavolt plus exactly Rocket Tracer, go into a Baronne. So it's pretty easy. The only thing we really need is that we need at least one dark monster in either player's graveyard or a light monster in either player's graveyard. And what you can do is you can banish with Magnavolt, special summoning him. And then Magnavot's effect will also trigger, so in the end phase you can search any dragon. And then you can normal summon the Tracer. This is a pretty easy combo. We can then link them into a Baronne, and we'll have a pop onto your opponent's field, as well as a negate. Another thing is that the Magnavolt will be searching in end phase, searching any dragon, so if you really want any dragon, you can get that. So that is pretty much one of the easiest combos to make an Omni Negate.